Nithyanandam, welcome back to another session on Insights from the Avatar. Today we're actually doing lesson number 21. Another 5 more lessons, then we'll be done with this whole series. So today's 12th of February 2025. Welcome to Kailasa, Singapore. My name is Mani Dedugananda and a very warm welcome to all of you. So let's enter into the session itself. I'd like you to sit with the back straight, head, neck and spine. Align one straight line, close your eyes. Let's take a few moments to center ourselves with restful awareness. So become aware of your physical body, then become aware of your breath. Inhaling very slowly and deeply. Enter into a pause, a gap. Then exhale very slowly and completely. And then another gap. Continue to breathe in and out in this fashion so that you start to center into the present moment. As you center your breathing, you notice that the thoughts per second starts to reduce, and you become aware. The restful awareness brings listening, shravana. You're in the space of listening. In that space, let's enter into the session itself by invoking Swamiji. So join the palms together. Close your eyes. Let's invoke him by chanting the Satguru Vandana. Take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Jnanamutim Vandvatitam Gagana Shatrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Savadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarihitam Satguruntam Namami. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Pray to Swamiji for having an intense lesson today, the insights from the Avatar. Let the deeper insight, the truth, be revealed to all of us in today's session. So now, let's move to the next slide. So here's a quick recap why the power of satsang. Swamiji said, whenever a sincere seeker melts down in deep trust and relaxes, the transmission of the lamp happens automatically. Whether you're sitting physically with me or not, this is the power of satsang. So understand satsang is beyond time and space. So the whole important quality is when you're sitting with him, you have deep trust and you're able to relax. In that deep trust and relaxation, he is able to transmit the truth to all of us. So it doesn't matter you're sitting now or in the future listening to this satsang, the same process can happen. Okay, that is the power of satsang. Let's enter into the first clip, the first insight. So here, Swamiji says, initiation needs only feeling connection. Understand? How the initiation happened from guru to disciple. The only bridge is feeling connection. So here's a question from a devotee. He asked, do you initiate only to people who are sitting live with you, directly watching the satsang, or people like us who can't watch directly, who watch only through the YouTube channel, the recorded satsangs later on, for instance? Do you initiate us also who watch the discourses later on through the YouTube or the recording? So this is a question posed by a devotee, thinking that only when they sit with him physically, live, then the initiation happens. So Swamiji answered this question to those seekers. So he says, please understand, initiation happens whenever you melt down with a deep trust and feeling connection with the Guru, the Master. When you melt down with a trust and deep connection, you are sitting live with me. You're coming alive with me. I'm coming alive with you. So because of the connection, you go beyond time and space. So that is one key thing. Next slide. Then he also say, I'm making an important statement here. They say whenever a sincere seeker, a sincere disciple sits with a deep melting relaxed mode with a master, not only master comes alive with the disciple also comes alive with the master. He said, please understand, not only disciple feels fulfilled, the master also feels fulfilled. So when a sincere seeker melts down in deep trust and relaxes, this is what he says in the earlier slide, the transmission of the lamp happens automatically, whether you're sitting with me physically in this hall or watching me live via two-way video conferencing like Zoom, or sitting with me in the webinar or watching this talk many years later on YouTube. See, all this doesn't matter. The main connection is you're able to have that deep trust and you're able to relax, and and you just melt down. Okay, so that is the fundamental criteria for the feeling connection to happen. Next slide. So he said it doesn't matter if you're sitting with a deep trust or a relaxed mode. And a relaxed mode, understand, I'm alive with you, you're alive with me. Since a sincere seeker sits around me, not only he's fulfilled, I'm also fulfilled. My mission is also getting fulfilled. When you sit around me, I don't expect you to do puja or meditate or do any rituals. If you just sit around me, not only you are feeling the fulfillment, I am also feeling the fulfillment. I am also happy, and a sincere seeker deeply fulfills a master. So that is the whole context. So the connection needs to happen. Next slide. So when a sincere seeker sits with a master, thousands of things happen in the system. For example, we say Upanishad completely awakens your inner being, the inner self, your soul, your consciousness. Whenever you melt down and sit with a deep trust, the connection happens, the initiation happens, the transmission of the lamp happens. It is no way related to sitting with me during this morning satsang. Okay? But if you have the habit of coming and sitting in the morning satsang, not only the initiation will happen, you will practice this technique systematically, and the next evolution will happen easier. That is a good thing when you sit with him regularly every morning. Next slide. So let's just sit in deep trust and feeling connection with Swami for a few minutes, because that is the space where we land in that same space as him, because he become alive and we become alive, and that's how the whole transmission of the land can happen. Okay, so just sit for a few minutes. Alright. So now, let's enter into the next insight. The insight number 82. He said, become pure energy. What does it mean? So understand some of this fundamental truth, how to become a pure energy channel for Swamiji. He said, when a man does not have any thoughts, it means you're in an unclutched space, the whole breathing becomes pure prana. See, when you have thoughts, your breathing is not efficient, right? You don't take in the entire prana shakti. So, but when you are fall into the thoughtless space, you are just in that restful awareness, your whole breathing becomes pure prana. That is why he can just blow people away just by the breathing. When Swamiji blow, you can see people jumping because of the Kundalini awakening. So when you become prana, anything which flows through you becomes prana. Understand? When you become the prana energy. Prana is pure energy. That is why any word which comes directly out of the air gives the energy and experience and elevate you. When Swamiji speaks, that whole energy coming as word, expression of words, out from his mouth, directly gives the air, out of the air gives the energy and experience and raise us in consciousness. Next slide. So he said, during all the deeper processes that you do, nothing is used except my word. Understand? All this deeper process from Jesus, give instruction. He will just say, let all the memories of disease which are there in your system be healed or just disappear. And that's all the words that Swamiji used. He just said in words, but they are so powerful that your very being shakes. Sometimes it comes out in the form of a word, sometimes it is formless air, just the energy transfer. But in whatever way it comes out, it just straight away starts working and creating energy in you. Understand that is when you become the pure energy channel, whatever that Swamiji utters, right? It just creates that whole energy reaction in you. Next slide. So say that the disciple who sits around him as Divya Sariri, which what he means, people who are mirroring his neurons, were describing that when they get into the Kundalini Shakti awakening, the experience, the whole spiritual experience, it gives such intense ecstasy in the body, just an intense bliss overflowing the body. He said, I tell you, only after the experience of inner ecstasy, you can only start the brahmacharya life, the life of celibacy. See, that people talk about, they want to be celibate, they want to, live the life of brahmachari. But that cannot happen until you experience inner ecstasy. Otherwise, what you do is that because in the ecstasy you realize you don't need anybody from outside to put you in ecstasy. Just the remembrance of this ecstasy is enough. And you're there, you're in ecstasy, you're in bliss, just by the remembrance. So only people who experience this state of bliss, they will realize that they don't need anything outside. You don't need a person to make them happy. They don't need some object to make them happy. You're ready to just remember this inner ecstasy because of the experience. Once you have experienced this inner ecstasy, the life of celibacy, you can actually renounce everything outside and just move to this inner bliss that is overflowing. Okay, next slide. So the word celibacy is a too poor translation for brahmacharya. See, in normal yoga textbook, when they say brahmacharya, they say celibacy. Oh, no, but actual meaning, Swamiji says, is living like God. Living like God is brahmacharya. When you become Brahman, The way you live is brahmacharya. That's what he said. When you have this inner experience of oneness, of the bliss, you live brahmacharya, means you start living like God. So brahmacharya is not a vow or ordinary vrata. Name is not an ordinary vow. It is not just a moral code. It is a well, it's a luxury. It is extraordinary ecstasy. Brahmacharya is an extraordinary inner experience. It is freedom from the need and the craving for another body to give you pleasure. These great vows called vratas are not just vows or rules or laws to be executed. They are a well to be enjoyed, to be experienced. So put your effort into becoming Brahman, basically consciousness, Paramashiva, by continuously unclutching from all the things that you associate with in your inner space, and just become empty. Then the way you live is celibacy. So that is the whole, attainment of. So celibacy cannot be forced. When you still haven't experienced that inner joy, the inner bliss, if you try to be celibate, you will just lead into more and more perversion. Like for instance, there are so many other religions, they try to become a celibate by suppression. That suppression is not going to help in sustaining the state of celibacy. Understand? Celibacy can only be a natural progression of flowering when the inner joy, the inner bliss, extreme ecstasy happens inside. In that experience, your whole muscle memory, whole brain go through a major rewiring. That rewiring of this intense explosion of inner joy make you realize that you don't need another person to make you feel happy. You realize that whatever you're seeking is already inside you. And then you start to spend more time alone with yourself to experience that inner joy, inner bliss. And because you're spending more time with yourself, so the celibacy just happened as part of the byproduct of this inner bliss. Understand? It's like. So understand the prana is pure energy. That is why any word which comes directly out of the air gives you the energy experience and elevates you. So that is what Swamiji is trying to say. You become the pure energy. When you become the pure energy, you become powerful. You can, whatever you blow, people will have that reaction. So let's contemplate on this technique from Swamiji. Okay. So let's sit for a few minutes. Just contemplate how to become a pure energy, how to become pure energy. Because only by becoming pure energy, you can become, you can experience this inner ecstasy. Then when inner ecstasy happens, you are ready to drop anything outside and just turn your energy inside, because you experience the bliss is within you, and you understand. Just spending more time with yourself, you will again and again experience this inner ecstasy. So just spend a few minutes and just understand from this satsang, Swamiji is urging us to become pure energy. Because only by becoming pure energy, you experience this altered state of consciousness, which is this bliss, continuous feeling of extreme ecstasy. That inner ecstasy is making you able to completely rewire your brain and also alter your muscle memory. And then, as a side effect of this inner explosion of bliss, there is no need to look for another person to give you the pleasure. You know the real pleasure is already within you. That's why only enlightened beings who at least experience this inner ecstasy is able to live like a brahmacharya, means live like a god. So that is the whole context that Swamiji is trying to encourage us to become pure energy. It means dropping the mind. Only when you drop the mind, you become pure energy. You just flow as consciousness. But when you're caught up with the mind, the thinking, the worrying, all the negative thoughts current, so the mind is kept active and alive. The moment the mind is kept active and alive, what happens? You will not be able to feel the pure energy in you. You can't become the pure energy. So without the pure energy, you'll be looking outside for fulfillment of pleasure. You will turn your awareness outside rather than turn your awareness inside, because the real bliss comes from within. But because you haven't experienced it, you're looking outside, which is the wrong direction. In that wrong direction, even you found someone, you will never experience the real inner ecstasy, because the someone is not the one who is going to give you that experience. Understand? So that is the whole crux that Swamiji is trying to say, become pure energy. Why we should become pure energy. So now let's enter into the next slide. So let's enter into insight number 83. Here, Swamiji gives a very powerful technique we call power of resemblance visualization. What does it mean? Let's understand. He said, the resemblance and visualization you carry in your life defines the quality of life you live. So what kind of quality of life you have, this is the key fundamental power that makes you experience whether amazing life or shitty life, or low life. So let's understand this terminology that Swamiji described. So what is resemblance visualization? He says, listen, whenever I utter the word peace, you will remember some place or some experience where you have enjoyed peace. Whenever I utter the word joy, you will also remember some place or some experience where you had joy. He said, for me, whenever I utter the word peace, I remember the temple in Ramakrishna Bilu Mutt on the banks of Ganga River. So Ramakrishna's Mutt, this is ashram. This is the place where Swamiji experienced the peace. He said, whenever I utter the word Guru Bhakti or devotion, immediately he always connect, to his previous guru, Arunagirishwara, his guru, and always remember Arunagirishwara's samadhi in the Arunachala. So that is what he experienced, whenever Guru Bhakti is mentioned, he will remember his guru in samadhi, in his hometown, the Arunachala here. Next slide. So resemblance visualization plays a major role in raising the quality of your consciousness. So understand how high you vibrate in your consciousness. This is the key, resemblance visualization. So he gives further example. When a master teaches, learn to read between the lines of the master. Don't just follow the words blindly. He said, if you want to really enjoy a master, like what Jesus said, he said, drink the master. You need to understand his resemblance visualization. What is Swamiji's resemblance visualization? He said, a disciple, when you invite the masters, he said, a disciple inviting the master is a basic need, not a luxury. It is a basic need. Why? He said that. He gave it this example. After Sri Krishna attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi and settled into the body, whenever he remembered the word Nirvikalpa Samadhi, His resemblance visualization would be the stillness of and the light of a lamp in a windless place. So that is what Krishna experienced, the samadhi. He described as the stillness and the light of a lamp. Imagine you're totally still, but you're in this bright light of a lamp, and there's in a place where there's windless, like complete no movement or force of wind. That's what he said. Yata dipo nivat vasbu. So it means the windless place. So if you want to enjoy the peace which is in Sri Krishna's heart, because that's what he described, you just need to meditate on the lamp in a windless space. Okay, that is the meditation technique which we are going to do later on. At the end of, after we finish all the 4 insights, we'll do this meditation which is given by Swamiji. Next slide. So slide number 3. So he said your resemblance visualizations are responsible for your emotions, anger, peace, joy, enlightenment, endowment, everything. So when you transform your resemblance visualization to that of the master's resemblance visualization, your quality of consciousness will become that of the master. It is possible to transform your resemblance visualization. He says, so develop your resemblance visualization, evolve them to your master's resemblance visualizations. That's what it is when you evolve to his frequency, to his level. Then the quality of consciousness you carry will be transformed to that of your master's consciousness. Understand? How to radiate Swamiji's consciousness? Just need to remember what is the visualization he has when he talk about, for instance, bhakti, when he talk about tapas, when he talk about temple. Just need to have the similar kind of visualization, then you will be able to transform yourself and raise yourself to his consciousness. That is the power of resemblance visualization. Understand? So next slide. So how many times and what kind of visualization resemblance are repeated in your system is also important. Besides trying to mirror what the Guru's resemblance visualization, the next thing you need to understand is what kind of things and visualization you entertain again and again inside your system is also another important quality criteria. He said, in my system, Swamiji's system, if at all anything is getting repeated, only the resemblance visualization of powerfulness, peace, and Guru Bhakti. These are the few things he associates: powerfulness, Guru Bhakti, and deep inner peace, Shanta. So actually, let me define clearly, my innermost space is in complete Nivikalpa. Nivikalpa, Sada, Samadhi. Nothing happens there. So he's in the silence, pure vast space of, just the whole Nivikalpa, okay, Samadhi. But in the space where I operate with you all, the resemblance visualization is always this high consciousness of Mahadeva, Sadashiva. That means when he relates with the disciples, the devotee, his visualization is that of Sadashiva. When you invite this same resemblance visualization and repeat them with the same frequency, your consciousness also raises to the level of Mahadeva, Paramashivam. Okay? Next slide. So meditation is nothing but changing your resemblance visualization to that of the master's resemblance visualization. So resemblance visualization are realizations, understand? When you align yourself to the realized resemblance visualization, you realize this is the click, the final explosion of the consciousness. So aligning yourself to the visualizations of the master is resemblance visualization. Just keep aligning yourself to the Master's realization. Then you start mirroring him. So, like I say, Swamiji gave a guided meditation which we are going to do after we finish the last insight. This is the third insight. Let's do the last one. Next slide. So, just a conclusion. How power of resemblance visualizations raises your consciousness. This is a very beautiful insight. Imagine it's such a straightforward technique. Just mirror your resemblance visualization to that of a guru, a master. Then you will start radiating his frequency. You start, feeling the same consciousness that he is experiencing. So this is the key for realization. Because he's already a realized being. Swamiji is already realized. He's not someone that was not realized and still trying to struggle to find the enlightenment. For a realized soul, you just need to match his resemblance visualization. Immediately you land into that space of higher consciousness. Okay, got it? Next slide. So in the last insight, he says, there are three types of being, understand, on the entire planet Earth. In Bhagavad Gita, the book, Bhagavan Krishna described very clearly that the world has only three types of beings. What are the three types? So listen carefully. He says, first, those who are completely already enlightened and who are guiding the way. Means they are, because of their enlightenment, they are contributing by guiding, the disciples, the devotee. Okay? Only good happens to the world because of them. Because as enlightened beings, they know the truth and they are guiding the world. So this is the first group. The second group, the enlightened beings, they're not yet enlightened, who can disturb themselves but not others. That means they get disturbed. They are the ignorant batch. They're the ignorant people who do not know the way how to get enlightened but are ready to be guided. They are ready to be guided by someone who can show them the way. So these are the unenlightened, ignorant people, right? And so the good thing is they don't disturb others. They know they are in the process of evolution, so they're working hard. They just need some guidance. Okay, so these are the second group of people. Many of us fall into this group. Okay, now the third group, this is the worst group. So listen, what is the worst group? He said, third group forms the enlightened cunning fellow. They are not enlightened, but they're cunning, who don't know but are guiding others and trying to create a culture, or trying to teach something without knowing the truth. They're trying to guide, but they don't know the truth. So these people are criminals because they destroy the whole society, the whole civilization, without knowing that they are actually creating more chaos or misleading people. Understand? So these are the three types of beings. So how to deal with these people? So Swamiji give this solution. So in Krishna's Bhagavad Gita book, Krishna is advising on these three categories of people. He said, to the ignorant people, the enlightened, ignorant but ready to be guided, they say, tell these people, he said, don't follow enlightened teachers, they are criminals. So he said, don't follow, only follow the enlightened, because you're ready to be guided by the enlightened master, so go to the enlightened master, don't follow those who are not enlightened. So this is the first group of people. Then the cunning fellows, right? They are not enlightened, yet they go and disturb others, they go and destroy others' life by misguidance. He says, don't destroy the trust of the ignorant people. Don't try to interfere with their life. You will only destroy them. So tell this cunning fellow, they try to guide, but they are actually destroying them. Okay. Then to the enlightened beings, the first group, he said, it is now your responsibility. Encourage the ignorant people, continue to inspire them to seek the truth of life. He said, your job is to go encourage and inspire the ignorant people and guide them into actions without being attached to the result of their action, guiding them to develop the qualities of love, trust, devotion, and all the auspicious qualities. So that's what you can see and Swamiji is doing. He's guiding us, solving our problem, and helping us to develop love, trust, devotions, and all the divine qualities. You can see exactly the embodiment of enlightened beings. They know their responsibilities to guide. Next slide. So then, he said, if you are in the ignorant group, take care that you are not guided by enlightened beings, either socially, spiritually, morally, or culturally. Don't take any solution or decision or advice by the enlightened being. When they are unenlightened, this is where the danger comes. Then he said, if you are in the cunning group, who are enlightened, but you try to guide others. Try to guide others and stop. He says, stop your criminal acts. You have created enough poison in the human mind. You have caused enough destruction. Just don't do that. It's going to be dangerous. Okay, so that's what he tells the cunning group. So he said, if you are an enlightened being, understand that this is your responsibility to inspire people to seek the right things in life. So for enlightened masters, their responsibility is to guide and help people to be inspired in seeking the truth. Okay, so these are the three types of beings and what Swamiji said. In fact, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said to these people. Next slide. So now we are going to enter into a very beautiful meditation. Okay, so this is the meditation that Sri Krishna gave to Arjuna. So he said, this is the instruction. So provide listening first, then we will sit to do this meditation. If you want to put an ident, please go ahead. He said, sit straight. Let us directly enter into the process of dissolving into Krishna's resemblance visualization. See, Sri Krishna, he's the Paramdhamma, right? He's the enlightened being who happened on planet Earth. He's the avatar of Vishnu, the Lord of sustenance. And he said that we're going to go through this process by entering into Krishna's resemblance visualization. He said, visualize a lamp in the windless place. It means there's a lamp, and this place is without wind. When a lamp without the wind blowing, so naturally what happened to the lamp? The lamp will be burning, but in stillness, not flickering, not wavering, right? So now let's enter into the meditation. Just close your eyes. I'm going to put a Mahavakya, okay, for 11 minutes. I'll give the instruction once more. So he said, close your eyes, sit with the back straight. Remember a lamp in a windless place in your heart. In your heart, see a lamp, okay? A lamp which is the fire. But this lamp is placed in a windless place. So just bring awareness, center your awareness on that lamp in this windless space. The space where there's no wind. So the lamp is totally in stillness. So just close your eyes and sit on this visualization given by Sri Krishna. Visualize a lamp in your heart. In that heart is a space of windless space, okay? In a windless space. So I'm going to start now with the Mahavakya for 11 minutes. Remember a lamp in your heart in the windless space.
All your 3 eyes.
Relax. So you can continue practicing this meditation, on your own. Just sit, visualize the lamp in your inner space of the heart, and in the windless, it means what? The lamp is totally still. Just meditate on that and see what comes as an experience. So anyone want to share any experience? Do this at your own. You can do for 21 minutes. When you do 21 minutes, you enter into one full energy cycle of the 7 chakras. So today we don't have the time to do 21 minutes, so we'll do 11 minutes. And then if you are practicing on your own, try to sit longer. So any questions so far? Anandata, clear? So let's conclude the last few slides and then we will wrap up. Today we have an early session because nobody is asking questions. So as an invitation to all of you, please come for this Kumbh Mela Singapore event on the 26th of February, 2 weeks from now, exactly 2 weeks. So next week we'll have the session, and then the following week there will not be any session because we'll be doing this, we'll be celebrating Kumbh Mela in Singapore as well as Shivaratri on that night. So understand Kumbh Mela is the world's largest spiritual gathering occurring in Mahakumbh. Okay, there are many smaller Kumbh Mela every 3 years we celebrate, but this Mahakumbh this year 2025 is the most auspicious because it happens due to the planetary alignment. It happens only once in every 144 years, which means in this lifetime you're only going to experience it once, so don't miss it. Swamiji is encouraging everybody to experience this Kumbh Mela on this wherever you are, whether if you're not able to go to Prayag in India, then wherever the Kumbh Mela is hosting, just go. So Singapore is hosting on the 26th, for the last 4 weeks, ever since I came back from Los Angeles. I've been working together with the team to manifest this event. So now that we started the promotion, the temple got finalized last Wednesday, and we've been, working on the detailed plan. So do come, plan to spend a few days here to enjoy this amazing gathering of an experience of Mahakumbh. Swamiji say that when the three rivers converge, Ganga, Yamuna, Ganga is intellect, Yamuna is devotion, Saraswati is enlightenment. When these three river merges in your third eye, you experience enlightenment. Okay, which is what Swamiji talk about, the nectar of immortality, Amrit Snan. When you do the deep, you experience that consciousness, you feel this, landing explosion of this consciousness. So he said that just come, you will experience this nectar of immortality. Okay, so don't miss it. Next slide. So every Tuesday we're having this healing session. If you happen to be in Singapore, so don't miss it. Then last slide. Finally, next lesson is lesson number 22 on the 19th of February before we meet for the Kumbh Mela. So do encourage more people to join the session, and with that I'd like to conclude today's session. Let's sit with the back straight. Let's chant the Puna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sauvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paruka Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam. So you took the spring breath? Okay, see you all next week. Nithyanandam, thank you. Stop the